Well, it wasn't long since we played these lot, so let's just go through this. December, we played them. January, we played them. January, we played them. February, we played them. Now, so let's see what we do. See if we get around to the next round of cup. Yeah. Hello and welcome to this video. I am your punk chef host and welcome. We are going to be talking about Fleetwood Town versus Sheffield Wednesday FA Cup 4th round replay. Do we want to cut run? We really don't, but before we get into all that lot, let's talk about the actual team and everything else. But before we do that, like, share, subscribe, all that goodness. Liking helps the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's faces, subscribing lets me know you like the channel, hit that notification bell to let you know when videos go live and live streams happen. The Talking Wednesday podcast is out today, 5 PM, and it is me and Jack on Dave Box's channel. Please go find us on all platforms. We've got Talking Wed Twitter, we got on all podcast platforms of choice as well. So, when they're going into this in the kind of spell where we want to go through and carry on the momentum, and it's good for the bank balance, and a cut run is always good. But there's that side of you thinking you don't want to go in and picking any injury. But I think that's why he picked the team he picked. So when to go with Stockdale, Fusey, young lad debut, Hunt, Palmer, Femiwu, Brown, Backinson, Deli Bashiru, Adoniran, Wilkes and Gregory, Dawson, Aliam and Dorto, I think that's how you say it. Iorfa, Dunrant, Shipton, Bayard, Johnson, Smith, Windass. Very young bench there as well. Some senior pros there as well. They go with Lynch, Andrew, Weirdu, Mendes Gomez, Robinson, Warrington, Holgate, Omochoka, Hayes, Patterson, Johnson. They go with McCullum, Johnson, Nasala, McCaden, Boyle, even Treeman, Baker and Macmillan. So it's a good team for them. It looks like they rested some players too. It'd be nice to see Wilkes get a brace of some sort today, get his confidence up. And also for Gregory, a good chance for these players who haven't got much confidence in front of goal a minute to get it. And it'd be good to see what happens going forward. But we've got a full 90 minutes to play. Don't go to penalties, for dear God. Let's get it done in the 90 and move on to the next round. Or we get ourselves prepared, ready for Ipswich at the weekend. So, first half, it was all Fleetwood. They have just been all over, but they've also had spells where they just got going. Omar Cherry is such a good player. Keep an eye on him for the future, or better yet, when to keep an eye on him yourself, because he's all over us. He's strong, he's quick, he's direct, and he's been doing really well. Nearly got a spectacular goal. I don't think he would have meant it, but they are really up for this game. We're really struggling. You can tell it's a back three that's not really played together. Hunt playing a position he's not really used to. Fusey's had some really good moments running at the defence. But also when you're going forward, you're looking at like Wilkes trying to get the ball, can't seem to get it out his feet quick enough. Him and Hunt had discussions. Adeniran was in the book for something that happened in the penalty box. It's not been a great game in this sense, because he could have got a red. It was worse than what happened versus Manchester United and with Casemiro. But you've got to keep looking at this now. How do we go and get back into it? Because right now they are all over. We're not awake. We're not with it. We're a bit slow in getting forward. We're trying the counter-attacking thing, and sometimes it's paying off. Gregory's hit the crossbar, but that's about it. Nothing really to write home about. It's the kind of game where you can see us relying on us bringing on a Byers or Windass to win this in second half. Because right now, we're looking really poor. And you can tell it kind of what the game, do we want it? Hopefully there'll be a bit more of a wake in the second half, but right now it's all Fleetwood. They look like the ones who are going through to the next round and playing either Burnley or Ipswich. We just got to try and keep on our toes here, try and do the best we can, and hopefully get a goal, and it might wake us up a little bit, but we are looking poor. Backinson's been... I've not heard his name once. He's been missing. It's not the first time. He was missing last time we played Fleetwood at Highbury. he was struggling then. So it'll be interesting to see what happened. But that first half, not a great first half for Wednesday or Fleetwood. We look like a team that just don't want to be here. I'll be interested to see what Darren Moore does in the second half, if he changes it up, brings on a Byers, a Windass, trying to change it up a bit to try and get things going. But at half-time, it's 0-0 and it's a pretty boring game. So in that second half, we just didn't really turn up today, did we? Our unbeaten run in games is over. I'll just start it like that. In all competitions, I'm sorry. We still got the league to go and see how we do there. But the problem is, we brought off Palmer, Gregory, and Femi. We brought on Iova, Adatoran, and Smith. And some really good players, the young players, having a look at Adatoran and stuff like that. And we looked okay at times, but nothing really attacked. Wilkes wasn't really on the mark today. He had some chances going forward, but that was about it. We tried to then change it up as well and bring Windass and Byers on, but adding in for Sean Fuser. And he did really well, to be fair. But they go 1-0 up, and they 100% deserve it. It's a great header. It's 1-0. They deserve to be 1-0 up. They play some really good football. They've been at us. Yeah, they've been at us a little bit, like with strong tackle, but you expect that from Fleetwood. They are that kind of team that play hard. Their manager is well known for it. So it's not something you're not expecting, if that makes sense. And you're just looking at the game and you're wondering how it could have been a lot more. It could have been a lot more for them because they were really at the races today. We looked poor. It's an odd one because you leave a couple of good players out. You had the game at the weekend. And even when we brought Windass and Byers on, they were still going for it. And we had a penalty shout. Didn't get given. A lot of booking. Brown kind of failed. I think you're probably not going to see Brown again. Maybe. Hunt struggled in this game as well. Backinson for me was very poor. And he struggled since the last game we played here versus them. So not a good result in terms of the cup. If we got through, we would have been playing Burnley. Burnley got a last minute winner in the, I think it was the 96th minute out of 7 minutes. So they beat Ipswich. So Ipswich are now out as well. So at the end of the day, cup runs are great. It helped for the bank balance. We would have played Burnley. Fleetwood, I think this is the first time they've beat us in our history. So that's the record for them. I think it's the furthest they've ever been in the FA Cup as well. It'll go really well to help them. Absolutely deserve it. Hats off to them. And good luck for the rest round of the Cup.